Hi everyone, welcome to the session. In this session, I am going to talk about the experiment estimation of ferrous iron by dichrometry. The aim of the experiment is to estimate the amount of ferrous iron, that is Fe plus 2 iron, present in the given sample solution, that is more salt solution, by using standard potassium dichromate solution. In this experiment, the sample solution will be given, that is the more salt solution or ferrous ammonium sulfate solution. In that sample solution, ferrous iron is present, Fe plus 2 iron. That ferrous iron concentration we have to determine. And for this determination, we use standard potassium dichromate solution. Potassium dichromate is an oxidizing agent. We are using the known concentration potassium dichromate solution. This is that one. And this technique is called dichrometry. If we use potassium dichromate solution as an oxidizing agent in a titration, those titrations are called as dichrometric titrations. So here the technique used is dichrometry, and dichrometry is a redox titration. So in this experiment, we are going to find the concentration of ferrous iron present in the given more salt solution or ferrous ammonium sulfate solution by using standard potassium dichromate solution. Potassium dichromate solution is taken in a burette, and the other solution, more salt solution or sample solution, that is taken into a conical flask, and these two are titrated. In this titration, more salt solution is the unknown solution and potassium dichromate solution is the standard solution or known solution. The principle of the experiment is oxidation of ferrous iron into ferric iron by potassium dichromate. In this experiment, potassium dichromate acts as the oxidizing agent, and it will oxidize ferrous iron present in the sample solution into ferric iron. And for this oxidation, potassium dichromate requires acid medium. So we will be using one acid, that is sulfuric acid, as an additive in this experiment. When all the ferrous iron is oxidized into ferric iron by potassium dichromate, then there are no more ferrous iron in the sample solution, and the potassium dichromate will start oxidizing the indicator, that is diphenylamine indicator. Diphenylamine indicator, that is colorless, generally. When it is oxidized, it is converted into diphenyl benzidine, which is blue violet in color. So in this experiment, we will be observing the color change, that is blue violet. In the beginning, the color of the reaction mixture is colorless. When we start the titration, then we will observe the light green color, that is due to the formation of chromium sulfate. At the end, we will observe the blue violet color, that is due to the oxidized form of diphenylamine, that is diphenyl benzidine. Light green to blue violet, this is the end point of the titration. Now have a look at the chemical reactions. Potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 plus 4H2SO4 gives rise to K2SO4 plus chromium sulfate Cr2SO4 taken thrice plus 4H2O plus 3 nascent oxygens. This is reduction. Potassium dichromate in acid medium in presence of sulfuric acid, it produces chromium sulfate and 3 nascent oxygens. These 3 nascent oxygens, they will oxidize the ferrous sulfate, nothing but the sample solution, FeSO4. 2FeSO4 plus H2SO4 plus nascent oxygen gives rise to Fe2SO4 taken thrice. This is a ferric sulfate plus H2O. So three nascent oxygens, they will be oxidizing 6 ferrous sulfate molecules. 6 ferrous sulfate molecules, they are oxidized to 3 ferric sulfate molecules. So the overall reaction is K2Cr2O7 plus 7H2SO4 plus 6 FeSO4 gives rise to K2SO4 plus Cr2SO4 taken thrice plus 3 Fe2SO4 taken thrice plus 7H2O. The chemicals required for this experiment are potassium dichromate solution, which is the oxidizing agent, as we are using the technique dichrometry. Then the next solution is the sample solution, the more salt solution, which is the analyte. Then we use the indicator diphenylamine. Then we use the acid mixer. Actually, we are not using only sulfuric acid. We are using acid mixer here, which contains sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid also. Phosphoric acid that will reduce the electrode potential of Fe plus 3 and will stabilize the Fe plus 3 iron. For that purpose, we use phosphoric acid. So acid mixer is used, then distilled water. These are the chemicals needed. Then apparatus required are one burette is needed of capacity 50 ml with a burette stand. Then 20 ml capacity pipette. Then we use 250 ml capacity conical flask, and we need volumetric flasks of 100 ml capacity, two numbers, one for preparing the sample solution and the other for preparing the potassium dichromate solution. Then we need a funnel and a weighing bottle. Procedure. The procedure includes two steps. Step 1 is the preparation of standard potassium dichromate solution, which is the oxidizing agent that has to be prepared in step 1. Then we move to step 2, where potassium dichromate solution is titrated with the sample solution, that is more salt solution. So step 1 is the preparation of standard potassium dichromate solution, and step 2 is the estimation of ferrous iron. Step 1, for preparing standard potassium dichromate solution, we have to take a known weight of potassium dichromate. For example, 0.245 grams of potassium dichromate can be taken. Then the weighed potassium dichromate substance that is transferred into a volumetric flask of known capacity, say 100 ml capacity standard flask is taken, and into that one the potassium dichromate substance is transferred by making use of a funnel. After transferring, we add a small quantity of distilled water into the volumetric flask. Then the flask is shaken well until the potassium dichromate substance is completely dissolved. After the dissolution of a potassium dichromate substance in the distilled water, then the solution is made up to the mark with distilled water. After the makeup, the contents of the flask are shaken well for getting the uniform concentration. This is how we prepare the standard potassium dichromate solution. Now I will show you practically how it is prepared. Watch carefully. Step 1 is preparation of standard potassium dichromate solution. In this step, we prepare standard potassium dichromate solution. For preparation, we need a known weight of potassium dichromate, and then it has to be dissolved in a known volume of distilled water. Now, I will show you how to weigh the potassium dichromate substance. Any known weight is taken. Now I am taking 0.245 grams of potassium dichromate. Now I have weighed 0.245 grams of potassium dichromate substance. Now I will transfer that one into standard flask. Then I will prepare the solution. So this is potassium bicarbonate substance 0.245 grams. Now I am transferring this one into a volumetric flask of capacity 100 ml. And now I am using the funnel for transferring. This is the funnel. So this is potassium dichromate. So now I have completely transferred the 0.245 grams of potassium dichromate. Now I will add a little distilled water with the help of a wash bottle. Remove the funnel. Now close the lid. Then shake the flask well for complete dissolution of potassium dichromate. Now potassium dichromate is completely dissolved. Now I will make up the solution up to the mark by adding distilled water. This is wash bottle. Now I have added water, distilled water, up to the neck only, and up to the mark we have to add the distilled water. Now I will take the help of a pipette. This is the pipette. Now I am transferring the distilled water into a small beaker. So now I will add water with the help of pipette. So add carefully, drop by drop. Now I have added exactly up to the mark. So up to the mark indicates the volume is 100 ml, as this is 100 ml capacity volumetric flask. Now close the lid and again shake the volumetric flask for getting the uniform concentration. So turn it upside down like this. So this is step 1, preparation of standard. This is step 1, preparation of standard potassium dichromate solution. Just now we have prepared the standard potassium dichromate solution. Then we move to the step 2, that is the estimation of ferrous iron. This step is actually a titration which is done between potassium dichromate solution and more salt solution. In this step, first the sample solution, that is more salt solution, is prepared. The given more salt solution is taken into a volumetric flask. Then to that one distilled water is added up to the mark. Now the contents of the volumetric flask, they are shaken well for uniform concentration. Then from the prepared more salt solution, 20 ml is transferred into a clean 250 ml capacity conical flask with the help of a pipette. After transferring 20 ml more salt solution, then we add the additive, that is acid mixture, which is actually a mixture of a sulfuric acid and a phosphoric acid. 20 ml of the acid mixture is transferred with the help of a measuring cylinder. So care is taken here as we are dealing with dangerous acids. The acid mixture 20 ml must be measured only by using measuring cylinder, not with a pipette. After adding the acid mixture, then we add the indicator, that is diphenylamine indicator, 4 to 5 drops into the conical flask. Now the conical flask contains 20 ml more salt solution, 20 ml acid mixture and 4 to 5 drops of diphenylamine indicator. The contents of the conical flask are shaken well. Now a burette of 50 ml capacity is taken. It is washed well and then filled with the prepared potassium dichromate solution up to the mark. Now the conical flask containing the reaction mixture, that is titrated against the potassium dichromate solution which is taken in the burette. In the beginning, when we start the titration, the solution will be colorless. Then after a couple of seconds, it will show a light green color, which is due to the formation of a chromium sulfate. Then when we continue the titration, we will get the end point, that is blue violet. So the color change is from light green to blue violet. When we observe the blue violet color, we have to stop the titration and we have to note down the readings. This is the titration. This titration is repeated until two concordant values are obtained. Step 2. Step 2 is the estimation of ferrous iron. In this step, we will titrate two solutions. One is the sample solution or more salt solution, and the other solution is standard potassium dichromate solution. Potassium dichromate solution we have already prepared in step 1, that is this one, potassium dichromate solution. Then in the second step we need one more solution, that is the sample solution. Sample solution will be given to you by your lab assistant or by your instructor. This is the sample solution or more salt solution given to you. First we have to prepare this more salt solution or sample solution. Preparation indicates the making up of the solution. So make up the solution up to the mark. Sample solution also with the help of wash bottle. Now I am adding distilled water. Now it is exactly up to the mark. This is more salt solution. After preparation, shake the flask well, volumetric flask, for getting uniform concentration. So this is more salt solution. We have now 100 ml, which is the sample solution, also the unknown solution. And this is the potassium dichromate solution. Now we are going to titrate these two solutions. For titration, we have to take the potassium dichromate solution into the burette. I have taken now the 50 ml capacity burette. So this is a 50 ml capacity burette. You can see the readings here 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 50. Okay. Now I am filling this burette with the potassium dichromate solution. So fill like this. In the beginning, fill little bit extra above the 0 mark, then run down the excess solution into the volumetric flask. Now it is exactly up to the 0 mark. Now fix this to the stand and then keep the potassium dichromate solution aside. Now we have to take the sample solution, more salt solution, known volume, into the conical flask. Now I have taken a 250 ml capacity conical flask. Into this I am transferring the sample solution or more salt solution 20 ml. We can use a 20 ml pipette, or we can also use a measuring jar also for transferring. So we have to take a known volume. Now I am taking 20 ml sample solution, more salt solution, into the conical flask. I am using a pipette. Now it is exactly up to the mark of 20 ml. So I am transferring this into 250 ml capacity conical flask. So this is 20 ml sample solution. To this now we have to add the additive acid mixture. This is acid mixture which contains sulfuric acid and also phosphoric acid. So this we have to add to the sample solution 20 ml. As this is a dangerous solution, this is an acid mixture. So I am transferring with the help of a measuring cylinder. So this is a 25 ml capacity measuring cylinder. Now I will measure 20 ml, then I will transfer it into the conical flask. So now this is exactly up to 20 ml. Okay. Now 20 ml is transferred into the conical flask like this. Next we have to add the indicator, that is diphenylamine indicator. We have to add 4 to 5 drops. This is the diphenylamine indicator dropping bottle. So now I am adding 4 drops of diphenylamine indicator. Add like this. 1 drop, 2, 3, 4 drops. Okay, so 4 or 5 drops we can add. Now I have added 4 drops of diphenylamine indicator. Now the contents of the conical flask, they are shaken well like this. Now it is completely colorless. Now I will titrate this reaction mixer with the potassium dichromate solution. So I am adjusting the burette stand. So titration is done like this. Initial volume is noted. Initial volume of the burette is noted. Now it is 0. Initial volume is 0. Start titration like this. Add slowly, drop by drop. So in the beginning the solution color is colorless. Now it has changed to a light green color. In the beginning it is colorless, now it is light green color. But this is not our required end point. Continue the titration until we get the end point, that is violet blue color. Now I am continuing the titration. Shake the conical flask well for getting accurate results. This is the end point. Now you can see the color is violet blue color. This is not blue, violet blue color. So this is the end of the titration. Now after the titration, when the titration is completed, then remove the burette and note down the volume. Now the volume is showing 9.8 ml. 9.8 ml. So initial reading is 0. Final reading is 9.8 ml. This is one titration, but we cannot take this 9.8 as the correct value. So repeat the titration, do the titration again until you get two concordant values, two same values. Now it is 9.8, repeat the titrations until you get the same values. And the volume, now the volume consumed for the titration is given by final volume minus initial volume. Final volume is 9.8 and initial volume is 0. So 9.8 minus 0 gives 9.8 ml. So for this titration, 9.8 ml of potassium bichromate is consumed. So repeat the titration and note down the readings. So from the volume of potassium bichromate consumed, we can calculate the concentration of the sample solution or Moissan solution. This is step 2. So in step 1, we are preparing the standard potassium bichromate solution, that is 100 ml we have prepared, and in the step 2 we have titrated the potassium bichromate solution
with the sample solution, that is a more salt solution. For this titration we have taken acid mixer as an additive and diphenylamine indicator we have used. Okay.
Precautions to be taken while doing the experiment. These are very important. Acid mixer should be handled carefully. Acid mixture should not be pipetted out with mouth. Acid mixture is dangerous as it contains sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. So it should not be measured with pipette. For measuring, we have to use only measuring cylinder. So extreme care must be taken with acid mixture. And upper meniscus is considered for colored solutions. In this experiment, we are using potassium dichromate solution, which is a colored solution. So upper meniscus only is taken for this potassium dichromate solution. Then glassware like conical flask, burette and pipette, they are washed for every titration with distilled water. That is one precaution. Another precaution is indicator should be handled carefully as it is acidic. Indicator diphenylamine, that is prepared by dissolving diphenylamine substance in the sulfuric acid. So it must be handled carefully without any spills. The next precaution is endpoint of the titration should be observed carefully. So exact endpoint must be noted. We have to stop the titration immediately after observing the color change, that is light green to blue violet, and readings should be taken without any errors. These precautions we have to follow while doing this dichrometry experiment. Now the experiment is completed. We will have a look at the calculations. In step 1, we have prepared the potassium dichromate solution. We have to calculate the concentration of the potassium dichromate solution, that is normality. Normality of the potassium dichromate solution denoted with the N1 is given by W by gram equivalent weight into 1000 by volume in ml. Weight of the potassium dichromate W is equal to 0.245. We have taken a known weight of potassium dichromate, that is furnished here. Then gram equivalent weight of potassium dichromate GeW, this is a fixed value in acid medium. Potassium dichromate gram equivalent weight is 49. Then volume of potassium dichromate solution, we have prepared 100 ml of the potassium dichromate solution. So volume of potassium dichromate solution is taken as 100 ml. If we prepare 500 ml, then we can take the volume as 500 ml. Then normality of the potassium dichromate solution N1 is given by W by GeW into 1000 by V. Weight of the potassium dichromate W is 0.245. Gram equivalent weight is fixed value 49, and 1000 by V volume is 100 ml. Substituting these values, we will be getting the normality of potassium dichromate solution. In this case, it is 0.05. This is step 1 calculations. At the end of step 1, we have calculated the normality of a potassium dichromate, that is 0.05. Then we move to step 2 calculations. Step 2 is the estimation of a ferrous iron. This is a titration, and in this step the readings are tabulated like this: serial number, then volume of the mode salt solution, burette readings, initial reading and final reading, volume of potassium dichromate solution consumed denoted with V1. For first iteration, we have taken 20 ml of the mode salt solution. Initial reading of the burette is 0. Final reading we have got is 9.8. And so the volume of potassium dichromate consumed, final reading minus initial reading, is also 9.8. For the second reading, 20 ml of mode salt solution is taken. Initial reading is 0. Final burette reading is 9.7. So potassium dichromate consumed will be 9.7. As we have not got the same values, the first one and second one, we performed the third one also, that is 20 ml of mode salt solution, burette reading, initial reading 0, final reading 9.7, and volume of potassium dichromate consumed will be 9.7. And we'll stop here. We'll stop with the 3 titrations, as we have got 2 concordant values. Second one and third one are the same, 9.7. So we'll take potassium dichromate volume V1 as 9.7 ml. Now the formula is N1V1 is equal to N2V2, where N1V1 belongs to potassium dichromate and N2V2 belongs to more salt. We have to calculate the normality of the more salt solution or ferrous solution N2. N2 is given by N1 V1 by V2. Here normality of potassium dichromate N1 is given by 0.05. Volume of the potassium dichromate solution V1, that is 9.7 ml. Volume of the more salt solution V2, 20 ml, as we have taken 20 ml for every titration. Now the normality of more salt solution or ferrous solution is given by N2 is equal to N1 V1 by V2. Substituting the values of N1, V1 and V2, N1 is 0.05, V1 is 9.7, V2 is 20. Substituting these values, we'll be getting N2 value as 0.02425. This is the normality of ferrous solution. Now amount of ferrous iron present in the given 100 ml of the more salt solution is given by the formula W is equal to N2 into gram equivalent weight of ferrous iron into 100 by 1000. Here N2 is 0.02425, just now we calculated that one, into gram equivalent weight of ferrous iron, that is 55.86. This is the fixed value, into 100. We are substituting this 100 as the volume of ferrous solution or more salt solution, and 1000 is according to the formula. Substituting the values of N2 and gram equivalent weight and 100, we will be getting the amount of ferrous iron as 0.1354 grams. So this is the result, final result. 0.1354 grams of ferrous iron is present in the more salt solution given to us. These are the calculations. After the calculations, results are furnished like this. Normality of potassium dichromate N1, this is 0.05. This is step 1 result. Then normality of the ferrous solution or more salt solution N2, that is 0.02425. This is step 2 result. And final one, amount of ferrous iron present in the given more salt solution, W is equal to 0.1354. This is the final result. This is about the experiment, estimation of ferrous iron by dichrometry. Thank you.